Hey y'all, Reign of Dragon here. Today, we are going to be doing a tips and tricks style video. Now, this will not be a type of tech video where I show you all the nice little techs you can do. Some of them will be in there, of course, but a lot of them are down in the video in the description if you guys want to check that out below. But yeah. Right now, we are going to cover the basics and some stuff even the best players don't know. So, we're going to start off early game. You know, here's a nice little thing. Early game, tip number 1. Always collect your knives. Okay? Now, here is a mistake that players do. Okay? Here's a mistake players do. Early game, players trap the shack. We don't want to do that early game. We don't want to do that. Here is why. So, say a counselor just stumbles upon the shack like a minute into the game. They're going to say, hey, look, a bear trap. And they're going to step in it, and now you waste it. And now, you can't trap shack anymore because they ate the trap. So, that's why we don't trap the shack. Do not do that. Do not trap shack. Instead, what we do, we first use our morph to the phone. We go to phone. Now, I will show you how to trap phone. If you have 5 or 7 traps, you will do it like this. Again, I'm not really showing text. I'm showing how to trap phone. If you have 5 traps, you do that. If you have 7 traps, you do this. If you have 3 traps, you only place 1. Remember, 5, 7, you place 2. And then only 3 traps, you place 1. Now, if the car is in close proximity, no reason to use our morph. We just walk up to the car. It is a 4-seater. And we trap it. Now, we see if anybody is close in the vicinity. If they are, chase them out of the area. If they're not, then we go and morph to the car. And it really depends if you want to trap this car or not. You can, but I would recommend you do. You will have 1 trap or 3 if you are a 7 trap Jason. So once again, you know, do that. So now here's what you guys came for. The real nitty-gritty when it comes to the Jason knowledge. So today, here's what we're gonna do. First, we're gonna cover the main thing. We're going to cover saving knives. So, you get a knife. You want to use all of your knives on the counselor early game. You want to use all of them. Do not do that. No. Do not use all of your knives early game. You'll just waste them. See, look at this. Do that. No. That's not what you want to do. This isn't what you want to do. You want to save your knives until you have shift. I really got a voice chat thing. Okay. Anyway, you want to save your knives until you get shift. And when you throw a knife, you want, bro. Okay. When you get your shift, you want to throw a knife at the counselor like this, shift, like that, hit, combo. That's all you want to do, alright? Also, another thing that you want to do is, early game, whenever a counselor is trying to bait you, don't fall for it. Don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. look at what they're doing. Look at how they're playing. If they're playing aggressive, don't bother. If they're playing passive, most likely either they're not confident or they want you to think they're not confident, right? All right, on to our next tip. We have combat. Okay, so I will have a few of examples on the screen in a second, but if you are in a game, which obviously if you're playing this, you are in a game. If you're in a game, your objective is to win by any means necessary. You don't have to appeal to the counselors or vice versa. You know what I mean? So, what I mean by combat, sometimes you have to slash. Sometimes you have to grab. I will give you an example of when to grab, when to slash. Okay? Slashing is necessary if you have groups of counselors. One counselor here, one counselor here. Now, what are you going to do in this situation? Of course, you're going to knife, combo. Okay? Of course, you're going to throw a knife, you're going to combo. That being said, we're just going to knife them and shift. Alright, sick.
They deserve to die, Jason. Make them suffer.
I would add that. That's okay though. Now, say a counselor's stuck in an animation, and they're just stuck in an animation, and another counselor's trying to fight you. Well, that counselor can't move, so you can just grab and kill, unless they have a knife. But even if you get rid of their knife, that's still saving you to have to take a knife in the future. You know what I mean? Alright, y'all. So, I think I did forget something. So, whenever you're breaking down a door, there's some players that break it down like this, which is not the optimal way to do so. The optimal way, well, first, I'm going to show you another way people break down doors, and it's this. As you can see, my weapon got stuck right there. Now we're gonna go to this house over here and demonstrate again how others break down door like this. But really, the best way to break down a door, and I will show you this works with any weapon, aim your body right here. Do this. Break it down like that. Your weapon will never get stuck. Your weapon will never get stuck. Break down the door like this. Boom. 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 I'm gonna do it 2 more times just to prove my point. Boom. 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 It also saves time. Boom. Boom. Okay. Now, we're going to do this again. Just so you guys know that I'm not bullshitting. Here we go. Boom. 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 Okay. Well, there it is. That is how you actually break down a door the right way. Well, the optimal way. Not the right way, but the optimal way. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Yeah, alright. Carry on with the video. Now, we go on to combating spray cancel. Okay? We go on to combating spray cancel. Now, I've gotten a lot of requests about this. How do you counter spray cancel? Well, I'll tell you. When a counselor spray cancels, they do not spray instantly. Contrary to popular belief, they do not spray instantly. It does still take a few seconds to heal after they do the spray cancel tech, but that is your job to capitalize on that. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, since it takes a few seconds for them to heal, if you hit them, it cancels out their animation and they have to do it all over again. We can take advantage of this. So, we can throw a knife, like for example, say if a counselor is healing far distance, spray cancel, we can throw a knife, shift, and bam. And now, they can't heal, and they're dead. So, there's that. Another way to counter spray canceling, say a counselor is just blocking and trying to spray up at the same time, well, we can just do this. Say this wall here is the counselor. We can just do this. They're most likely going to be blocking every hit, so we can just do this every single time until they die, until their weapon breaks, and until they die. We can just do that every single time. Now, if a counselor is spray canceling and there's another teammate right beside him right here, and they're trying to spray him at the same time, you can counter this as well. So here's what you do, okay? Counselor's trying to spray. Another counselor goes with them, tries to spray. You throw a knife, slash. And now, that other counselor has to heal himself now. Okay, so yeah. Let's go on to our next tip. Now, we have third-person shift. Now, this is pretty common. A lot of people know about this. So here's what you do, okay? You pull out your knife like that, okay? You pull out your knife and immediately shift afterwards. That's really it. Or you can also do it whenever a counselor is running away. You can throw a knife, which I will show in a second. You can throw a knife and then, okay, throw a knife like you're doing a combo, throw a knife, shift, we're in third person, bang, and then if I had a knife, we could throw another one. So, we can do that. All we gotta do is just do that. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to third person shift. Pretty easy, probably the easiest thing I've explained in the video so far. Let's move on to our next one. We got Strafe Shift. This one is even easier because it's built in on CFG, so I'm not going to take too much time on this. You don't even have to hold in certain buttons anymore. In CFG, you can really just move your analog stick or move just side to side in general, and you're good. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Everybody pretty much already knows this. So, we're going to move on to when to eat firecrackers as Jason and when to not. So, if you're up against a counselor squad who is insane trying to get demask, keep in mind firecrackers build that demask. So here's what we do, okay? Here's what we do. Say counselors are all around with machetes, axes, mini axes, battle axes, etc. You don't want to eat those. You do not want to eat those. That just builds free stuns, and they get free hits, and your mask can come off pretty easily. Now, if counselors have stun weapons, before I get to that, I also would like to cover say you are a Jason who has minus defense or minus hit points. You don't want to eat firecrackers in general because that weakens your mask even further, like I said, and with minus hit points, you know, it's just not a good. It's just not a good thing. So let's go on to when to eat firecrackers. Say a group of counselors just have stun weapons, and they throw firecrackers. Well, they're throwing them so they can get stamina. You want to eat that. They just have stun weapons. They don't have any sharps, so you just want to eat that. So, you know, there's that. You know, that's really it. And when you're in Endure, for those who don't know, when you're in Endure, you take 90% less damage. So when you're in Endure, you want to eat those either way. You know what I mean? Comboing. Okay, I already covered it a bit earlier in the video, but what comboing is, it really is just a few things. So there are multiple types of combos. There is slash knife slash, knife slash knife, and there is knife shift slash knife. So I don't know if I will be covering all examples. I'm gonna try, at least right now anyway. We're gonna do that, so let's do it. Here we go. So what you want to do is, say the counselor's right here. You want to slash. They're trying to run away. Knife. Boom. Slash. They're injured. Slash. You know, slash, etc. They're dead. Now, if they are running in zigzags, you want to wait just a little bit before you go for the knife. Make sure you don't miss. Sometimes you will, and that's okay. That's all a part of the experience. Sometimes I miss as well. It's really not a big deal. You will get better over time, so don't worry about it. Now, we're going to get another knife just to demonstrate another way of comboing. Another way of comboing. Alright, we got another knife. So now, here is another one. So we go first, when we go to shift, we go knife slash shift, wait until we're just right, and then slash. And now they're injured. Our next tip is when to grab and when not to grab. I kind of covered this in one of my other tips, but we're going to come back to this one anyway. So, let me go over here for this, actually. So, this tip is really crucial. Fuck, I can't even talk. It's very crucial, because for this tip, you have to have the knowledge. So, whenever you go for a grab, you know that you're stuck in an animation and you can get hit. If there's multiple counselors in an area, you do not want to grab. Because of that, and also because of it, even if you do grab the counselor, other counselors are going to be there for the save, and you just don't want to deal with that, do you? So, yeah. But, however, if a counselor is alone, really has nothing going on, and if you think they don't have a pocket knife, or even if you just don't care, you want to strafe shift and land a grab. Or you can also, and make sure you don't miss, if they're up close, and it's easier with a running Jason. But if they're up close, you want a knife and then grab. Now, the knife actually stops their movement dead in their tracks. So they freeze for a second, so that leaves you a moment to run and grab. Now, here's another thing you can do. Say a counselor is going through a window. when a counselor is trying to go through a window, you can knife them, stop their animation, and boom, you grabbed them. Now you don't want to do it too late, or they will end up on the other side of the window. So you don't want to do it too late. You want to make sure you do it pretty early, and if you are in close proximity of the counselor, we can do that. You know what I mean? So I think that covers that area. I would also like to say, if you are chasing a counselor that has a gun, if you're chasing a counselor that has a sharp object or a baseball bat, etc., you know, whatever, chase the person who has the melee weapon. Do not chase the person who has a shotgun. Make the shotgun or flare gun user waste their weapon instead. Make them burn it. And, you know, slash, grab, whatever. Just make them burn their gun. Okay? Gets the gun out of the way early. There's 3 guns on the map, depending on the map. There's like 4 flare guns on the map, depending on the map. So, you know, it's best to just get those out of the way while you can, so they can't use it later. Now, on to another tip, okay? On to another tip. Phone pressure. Let's go back to phone. So, let's go back to phone. For our phone pressure, say counselors are pressuring this at once, and I will show a clip of this in a second. By the way, what the fuck? Blooper. Anyway, say a counselor is pressuring this at once. You want to, first of all, see where the counselors are. You want to keep in mind, do they have a gun? Do they have a flare gun? Do they have a shotgun? What do they have? Well, after you've done all that, we can shift the person in the call, depending on if the shotgun user is right here or there's somebody blocking the phone. We can stop that by just shifting in the house, or you can shift in that side as well, because there's multiple and they might be blocking this one entrance. We can shift in the house, slash, knife, slash, and they're injured right there. So, you know, that's another thing. Also, say a counselor is right here. They are blocking, they're body blocking. The phone is fixed, so we can't really do much, and they have a shotgun. Now, here's what we do. There's multiple counselors here, and they have a shotgun. So here's what we do. We stand here, wait, make a move, see what the counselors do, and because now, if they use their gun, if we're right here, they use our gun, that's a dumb play. We will get out of stun before they can have enough time to call. Hell, I mean, like, even if we stand right here, you know, and they use their gun, they call, they won't have enough time, which means they just wasted their gun. So, you know, there's that, and I will have an example of that in a second, and whenever the counselors are all away, or you killed most of them, then you can go and break the box. So, you know, there's that. Also, trap positioning at the phone. You want to go in combat, see where you have a trap icon, trap, and depending on if you have room, which I don't think we do here, we do, okay, trap. There we go. Both of these traps will hit people. Okay, both of these traps will land. So now, I pretty much covered all of this. I pretty much covered all of the phone pressure. Let me show you some clips, and I will be back with the next tip.
Do it.
Hunt them down and make them pay.
Let's try it. Keep going. Alright, use firecrackers. I'm gonna call the cops. Oh,
Get on it.
I can't, he's in here.
Help! Oh God!
They're called. They're on, it's on. Somebody's gonna have to stun him. Get out here. Someone had a shotgun. I don't know about that.
Fuck! Damn it, please no!
Dude, why are you tryharding so hard that you fucking gotta camp the phone, bro? Why are you fucking camping the phone?
You want some more?
Yeah, keep tryharding, boy. You're doing so good, tryharding. You wanna kill us so bad. You wanna ruin the game for fucking everybody.
Why are you so pissed, bro? Like, are you good?
All you do is just ruin the game for people. Anyway. We're not gonna be able to get it, guys.
Yes. Kill for mother.
Anyone? Help!
Please no!
Someone!
That's right, Jason.
Help me!
Okay, car pressure. We morph the car. Say that all of the parts are in, they're in the car, multiple counselors are surrounding the car. Say there's Tommy, there's even a sweater girl on the map, or maybe there's not a sweater girl, maybe it's just Tommy and a Vanessa, or a Bugsy. Say there's a Tommy, a Vanessa, and a Bugsy, okay? Now, we want to stop the car. We want to stop the car, but also you don't want to pull out of the car at this moment. Why? There's gonna be Tommy right here, Bugsy right here, Vanessa right here. Vanessa should just stand idly by, just for free pressure, really. Just be a distraction. Bugsy and Tommy are gonna be the ones that hit you when you pull out of the car. So you want to stop the car. Also, another thing you can do, you want a car reset. So what this does is this skips the animation of the person starting the car. So they have to start all over again. So you want to boom, and the main reason you know how you did it right is if you see the counselor flinch and you hear the car animation reset. That's how you know you did it right. That is how you know you did it right. Now, what you want to do when you're getting car tech like this, which is what it's called car tech. What you want to do, you want to stop the car. As soon as you stop the car, wait till shift builds up. You want to shift, you want to combo Tommy, boom, boom, and then boom, look at Bugsy, see what he's doing, but by now the car is already going to be started, but they won't have enough time to escape. If Bugsy has a spray, and he's trying to spray Tommy, you want to knife him, and boom, slash him, slash Tommy, and he's dead, just like that, okay? So, that's how you handle car and phone pressure.
You like that, huh? You like that,
And the fact that the counselors have base kid R1 tech, like they can't make it like skill expression or anything.
Help me, please.
They can't hide.
Like fucking hell, dude.
Fine.
Now, let me go to this car. Say both car and phone is going at the same time. Say they're working on phone, they're working on car. They got all the parts in the car ready. They are starting the car. They got the phone fixed. They're calling cops right at this moment. Now, if it's a four-seater, we do not give a shit about the phone. This is a four-seater. 4 people can get out. Meanwhile, cops, really, the max that they can get out unless you stop the car is, well, 4. Because if it's a full 4-seater, then there's only 4 other counselors, well, counting Tommy, on the map. So here's what you want to do. You want to stop the car, not really give a shit about phone, unless the counselors make a stupid play, and in that case, you shift on the phone and do that. But most of the time, they won't make a dumb play, so we want to let that phone go. Focus on the car. Now, if it's a 2-seater, let's morph to the 2-seater real quick. If it's a 2-seater and phone at the same time, personally, I would go to the 2-seater because I am confident in my Jason abilities. But if you don't want them calling cops and you want the 2-seater, or if you don't care about the 2-seater, or you don't think you can kill everybody if they get cops called, then you can go for cops. In comp matches, they usually go for cops instead of 2-seater, but I would go for 2-seater here in pub lobbies simply for the fact that most pub players aren't that experienced, and you can likely get as many kills as you can if you just go for the 2-seater and then go for the phone. So, you know, there's that.
Oh.
Please, no!
Oh.
Person? Did not go as planned.
Oh shit!
Don't stop, Jason. They deserve to die. Make them suffer like we did.
No! I'm gonna mess. Someone help! won't you fucking die? What the hell? He's killing me!
Don't stop, Jason. They deserve to die. Make them suffer like we did.
Yeah, man. So now, here's what we're gonna do. We have pretty much covered the basics. We've kind of covered everything for Jason. So here's what we're gonna do. This is gonna take a while, but we are going to cover all of the knife spots on the maps, minus Grendel, because nobody plays that shit. So we're gonna cover every single knife spot. So without any further ado, let's start on this map. Segway.